Welcome back, and you're watching the Evil X channel. For the install today, we're going to do a wheel stud conversion kit along with some wheel spacers. So on BMW platform, Volkswagen, and some other European models, they have bolts. So rather than having a stud for each location that you then put a lug on top of it, these just have bolts that go all the way through your wheel. So what I don't like about that, and many others, is that it's really difficult when you're putting the wheel back on, especially because you have to have the wheel held as you get the bolts in, rather than if you have studs, you can just get the wheel on there, then worry about getting your bolts on afterwards. So with that stud conversion kit, we're also going to do some spacers. So if you see, the wheels are kind of tucked here. I'd like to have them more flush with the car. So there's a look at it. We are going to do 13mm spacers in the front. Then in the back, 15mm. So just get that a little more flush with the vehicle there. Here's what we got. We have our wheel spacers from Berger Motorsports. 15mm for the back, 13 for the front. That seems to be what a lot of people are recommending. So this is what they look like. So here's the backs, 15mm. Then they also do come with their own wheel bolts, but I'm not going to use those. From Keys Motorsports, I got this Motorsport hardware. So that is your wheel studs. And then it also came with the 20 lug nuts. All of those are going to be 17mm. The bolts, the existing bolts that are already on the car, 17mm along with those. So we're ready for that. When we do put these in, we'll put some Loctite. I got some medium on those threads. Here's the 13s for the front. Again, if you just wanted to have the spacer and you didn't want to do the wheel stud conversion kit, these Berger Motorsport spacers come with the included bolts. So they're specific to the size. So these 15mm, so on there it says for 15mm wheels. So it accounts for the spacer. And this is for the 13s. So this will work on a 12 or a 13. Let's start getting the wheels off. You like Supra content, that's why you're here. When you get done watching this video, browse through the other videos on my channel, see if any of those interest you as well, and consider subscribing. Hit the thumbs up on this video, it really helps small YouTubers out. Thanks for being here. So before we get the car jacked up, let's get those wheel bolts loosened up just a little bit, because it's going to be a lot harder once it doesn't have the weight sitting on that wheel. Again, it's just going to be a 17mm. I'll start with this side of the car. I'm going to jack up from the jack point here. Now it has the rectangular jack point that's going to need something like this. This is a BMW style puck for a jack that'll fit in the jack stand location there. So I'll jack from the back and should be able to lift this whole side of the car for both wheels. Those are loosened up. Then we'll get a jack stand under the front. Start with the front one. And these have the jack stand adapter. If you're not familiar with those, I have a whole video on those. So if you want to check out that video as well to get that explained. In the meantime, let's start jacking this up and we'll get to that front wheel. Now we have both wheels in the air. You can see what the jack point locations look like. See, this is the point where it would be nice to have some wheel studs. So if you had wheel stud kit where it had studs and lug nuts, once you had the lug nuts off, the wheel would remain on there on the studs. In this case, since we just have the bolts, when you take that last bolt out, the wheel's going to come off. So this stud kit is going to be a little bit of a convenience for when the wheels do have to be changed. There we go. With the wheel off, you can look at the hub, the rotors, and our big boy Brembos. So for our wheel studs, we're going to put a little bit of Loctite on each one, and those are going to go to 25 foot-pounds. So in the center there is a hex key of, it's going to be 5 millimeter. So get your 5 millimeter, tighten those down to 25 foot-pounds. Alright, get those bad boys down to 25 foot-pounds. You're going to need something to keep the wheel from spinning, so I'll just grab my breaker bar here. Got our studs on. Looking studly. 13 millimeter spacer. Let's put these guys on. Just like that, so they are hub centric. So they will just slip into place like that. Also, I did get a little Supra decal. This is a 2020 before they put the Supra logo on the brake calipers. So let's put that on. Someone made these for me on eBay. They were only a couple dollars. Get that put on something like that. First of all, get it cleaned off with some rubbing alcohol, and we'll attach that sticker. Should look pretty good. Hell yeah, that's what I've been missing in my life. That looks awesome. There's a look of the spacer with the wheel studs. Get the wheel put back on, see how it looks. Now we can actually put the wheel on and let it rest on the studs. In my opinion, that's way easier. I don't know why some of these European models do that, since this is a BMW platform. But look, now we can just put it on the studs. Then we can bolt down our lug nuts. See, otherwise at this point, if you had the bolt, you'd be holding this wheel, trying to get this in, rather than being able to have studs that hold it for you. These are the lugs I got. You can get extended lugs or something fancy. Get those put back on. Studs on the back. Let's get our 15 millimeter for the back side. Get some girth to this guy here. Nice and simple. Get the wheel put back on this, then we'll see what the spacing looks like. Spacers are now on. 13 millimeter on the front. Look how level that is with the body line now. Looking good. Maybe a little bit of poke, but I like it. And the back's 15 millimeter. Just see the hairs on the tire coming out. I think that looks good. Let's compare it to the other side we haven't done yet. So see how much that is recessed without the spacer. Got a side-by-side look. Here's the other front without the spacer yet. There you go. We got this bad boy back out in the sunlight. So remember to torque down your lug nuts on your new wheel studs. It's pretty high on these cars. It's like 140 Newton meters, which is about 104 foot-pounds. Let's look at it again. That's about the perfect amount. I am digging it. What do you guys think? Thanks so much for watching my video. If this is helpful for you or you're interested in Supra content, browse through the other videos on my channel and see if they interest you as well. Thanks for being here, and until next time, I'm